Hello everyone, welcome to the Geoecologist. I'm Dr. Krishnanand and in today's session we are going to learn about spatial organization. So remember, earlier in the lecture we have already learned about regional synthesis, about spatial analysis, about systems approach, about areal differentiation. But remember, spatial organization is something which is still to be learned by all the viewers on this channel, and many people have questioned about that how could we understand this spatial organization. So let's make it simple, but before we go ahead, please like and subscribe to our channel and don't forget to share the videos with more people. So now let's understand this concept of spatial organization. Many times people get confused about this terminology, that is, what is spatial organization? Now the word itself is important here. The word is spatial. It is having space connotation, that is important. And apart from that, how it is organized. So if you look into this image, what do you see? These are particular hills, right? These are forest areas, grazing lands, animals. Then these are different plantations, human beings, cities, and there is a river which is coming from these mountains, right? This is entire system that we see. But do you understand what is this? In this, what you see is some things which are natural and some things which are part of the human cultures, right? But they are spatially organized in a particular way. It means they are expressed on a given piece of land and they have a manifestation of this expression in different spatial patterns. So what do you understand by spatial organization? It is talking about the patterns and the processes on a given space. That space can be at any scale, right from a village to a city to an entire country, to the entire earth, a particular continent, right? So that is how it is organized. So now, spatial organization is the study of geography expressed in patterns and process of the phenomena. That is the basic idea behind spatial organization. Now, it is to understand that form of nature and cause of the areal differentiation or variation on the surface of the earth, it is important. Now, spatial organization becomes important in order to understand these uniquenesses that you see. Right? Every place is unique. There are different regions, there are different units that are important, which make this entire whole, this entire landscape. So that is how it is important to understand this organization, that on what basis it is organized. So what happened in 1965, that American Science Congress was held that defined the geography. Now remember the nature of geography, as we say, about the study of these patterns and processes. So what we do is, in geographical studies, we tend to analyze the spatial patterns and the processes behind the manifestation of those patterns on the space. May it urban pattern, rural pattern, land use or land cover, natural or cultural feature, anything. Right? So that is important here. So this definition is an attempt to reinstate the past glory of time and space perspective of geography as a discipline. Now remember, geography as a discipline has this basic component of time and space. So here when we understand spatial organization, what do you see? The emphasis is on the manifestation of these uniquenesses on the given space with particular time. So that is where it is actually going back to the basics. So that is the basic understanding of a given space in terms of how it is organized through natural features or cultural features, or amalgamation or interaction of the natural and cultural as well. So let's elaborate further more. So the concept of spatial organization talks about spatial dimensions and manifestations of the phenomena, as we have discussed. So face of the earth, suppose this is the face of the earth. So it may be divided into various units, regions, areas, natural landscape. So remember, we keep doing this mapping on various grounds, on various units, regions, different areas, agriculture, horticulture, floriculture. In agriculture only there are several segments. In industrial areas, industrial regions, national capital region, if you say Delhi. So various kinds of regional theories and natural landscapes, forest areas, and several eco-regions have been identified on the basis of different functions, different kinds of divisions that we make, right? But do we make these divisions directly, or do we study them as a part of our study in terms of this synthesis that we study? Now it all depends upon what we are looking into and how the process and patterns emerge. So if you look into a given space and you see that there is a river coming from a particular end, that is point A to B. So what do you observe? This is the longitudinal course of the river. right? And this is the area alongside the river. Now here is a settlement. Now here is something else, different kind of land use along the river. So what is this all about? This is what is spatial organization. So spatial organization is also about this entire raster that we say, right? In terms of GIS, when we say raster and vector. So this entire raster is also part of this spatial organization along with these individuals, point, line and polygon, that is the vector. So this raster and vector is what we understand as these spatial organizations if we understand it through the definitions of geographic information system, that is GIS. So spatial synthesis that we say. Now remember, this is the word synthesis. Remember Brian Berry's concept of synthesis, regional synthesis, we have already discussed. So synthesis is actually making something, synthesizing something, integrating something, right? So concerns with complex whole made up of number of parts, right? So this is a complex whole made up of different parts together. So this synthesis is what is important, made from different units. So the spatial processes include spatial arrangements, organization and interaction. Now remember these key words. One is arrangement, other is organization, and the third is interaction. So you have AOI. Now remember this AOI thing, that AOI is what we say is the crux of spatial organization: arrangement, organization and interaction. Then further, to understand it more, what we can say that the distribution of geographical attributes, interrelationships and interdependence. Now the word is distribution of these attributes, interrelationships and interdependence among these factors, these units. So that is important, and the resultant expression of the space thereof forms a region. So if you look into this formation of a region, what do you understand? This interaction is important, this uniqueness is important, this particular characteristic which is important, that makes it unique from the outside. So that's how this is a region, right? So that is what is important in terms of geographical understanding, that this particular pattern that is emerging on a space is actually the manifestation of what? These spatial attributes, these interrelationships, this dependency of one on the other. This is how this expresses on the land surface. So take a city region. How does a city look like? A city will have different kinds of shopping complexes, different areas, right? Slum areas, also the higher class residences, lower class residences, middle class residences, the traditional concepts of a city. Have you seen that? So what are these? These are manifestations of the same attributes, their interrelationships and their interdependence. And that's how a city region is there, right? So spatial synthesis of space requires comprehending these distinct individual geographical regions which have intra-regional homogeneity. Now remember, intra is within that region which is homogeneous, and inter-regional heterogeneity. So if suppose these are the two regions, so between these two regions, this is different, this is different. A is different than B. This is called inter-regional heterogeneity. Hetero means different. So they are different, but inside each of them, they are unique, they are similar, they are homogeneous. That's how this intra-regional homogeneity and inter-regional heterogeneity is important, as the concept of spatial organization emphasizes on this distribution of this phenomena over space. Now here, when we talk about spatial inquiry, in order to understand this spatial organization, the two distinct inquiries are why the things are arranged in this manner and how they are arranged. So these two questions are actually answered in all spatial organization studies. Which questions? Why the things are arranged in that pattern in this particular space and how it is there. So this is what is studied by the geographers, that why a particular region is looking like this in a given space, what are the factors operating, how it is there, and how these interactions are there, what makes it in a particular shape, in a particular pattern, in a particular situation or association. Remember the remote sensing lectures in which you must have learnt about these patterns which have this site, situation, association, all these components which are important. So spatial organization or spatial interaction is associated with what? Extensive geographical patterns that we understand and the causes of such pattern. So these are the two important things that we need to understand. So what happens here? Remember the concept of areal differentiation. What does it focus upon? It focuses upon the regions on the basis of homogeneity, uniquenesses within themselves. And what about the others? While the concept of spatial organization connects and observes the differences of different places in a holistic or comprehensive perspective. So remember, in areal differentiation, one area is different from the other. But in spatial organization, this is part of a same space. Here different areas are there, right? So what is happening? So there is a connectedness in these individuals, that is individual regions, so R1, R2, R3, but they are part of the same system as a whole with a different interaction. And when we look from this perspective, it gives us a particular pattern, right? So that is what is important. So the concept of areal differentiation interchangeably is used with chorology, that is distribution on space. So gradually it translated into regional approach in geography. But what happened to the spatial perspective, the spatial organization, this integration holistically? It took the shape of this systematic approach. So that is where the system approach that we have studied comes into the picture, and it seems to have evolved and graduated to form the concept of spatial regional synthesis that we have studied. So that is where it is important, and that also led to this important debate that we understood, and that is what about is systematic geography versus regional geography. So that is what we have studied in dualism. So remember, spatial organization is about these processes and these patterns on a given piece of land, on a given piece of map that we observe, how it emerges, what are the processes that makes it look in a particular way. So now finally, let's understand the theories in geography that relates to this spatial organization. Now you must have studied several theories. For example, if you look into the urban theories, the settlement theories, concentric ring model, sectoral model, multiple nuclei model, central place theory, Dewdley-Stamp's land use survey, and on the basis of what we make these LU-LC maps, land use, land cover change. Then apart from that, in regional planning and development theories, there are several theories ranging from a core periphery model to a suburban development model. So what is this signifying? It is showing us different patterns on this space, and this is what we say is spatial organization. Is the space organized on the basis of this single center? Or is it changing in sectoral model? Or now this single center is not there anymore. There are numerous centers. So this is how the changing concept of space is important in terms of spatial organization. So what has happened due to the advent of remote sensing and GIS, now what we are doing is land use, land cover mapping, and what we do in this advent of GIS, point, line, polygon. So now everything on this given map what we study is in terms of either point, or in terms of line, or in terms of polygon. In this point, line, polygon, we actually analyze the entire space, its organization, its patterns, its shapes, and understand how that space looks like, how it is spatially organized. So the modern remote sensing and GIS is actually the best way to understand this spatial organization of a particular place. So I hope you understood the concept of spatial organization. So now, I hope that the concept of spatial organization is clear to you. Still, if you have any doubts, feel free to comment in the box below, or you can write me email on krishna.geography@gmail.com. So all the best wishes, take care.